All right, welcome. Ready to have some fun. All right, we're going to have some fun here talking about in-school marketing because frankly, it should be a ton of fun to do various things in school to promote yourselves, promote your effort, promote your book sale, promote your ad sale if you have that, and some other things. And yet a lot of schools don't really do much with in-school marketing. Maybe it's all about the gadgets and gizmos and so on. Well, gadgets and gizmos are nice. But sometimes good, in some cases, old-fashioned in-school marketing and promotion ideas are still very effective. Now, it depends on when you're watching this. If it's early year, mid-year, late year, it's never too late to start doing some fun promotion. Now, as quickly as we can, we're going to go over a whole bunch of ideas. So take some notes here at your end. Hopefully, maybe you're doing one or two of these already. If not, well, let's see what you guys can do with that, okay? Now, here's the first thing we want to remember. A lot of folks might do an idea. They'll get an idea. Oh, let's do that one. And then that's it. No. All right. Not just which idea you're going to do that I'm going to show you in a bit. Much more, how many of these ideas will you do? Keep in mind, guys, that everybody's different. Some people like to read material. Some people like to see material, videos and such. Some people like to listen to material. We all get our information differently, the kinds that we prefer. And instead of just doing sort of one idea, and maybe we reach, this much of your audience, we want to do a lot of different ideas so that we can eventually reach your entire audience. That's the secret of good marketing. Guys, think about, your favorite products. If it's a smartphone, a car, restaurant, clothing, and so on. How did those companies get to be so successful? It wasn't by accident. Yes, they all do good stuff, but it was good, regular marketing that helped them get there. And the key word here is regularly. A lot of folks will do a daily announcement and then nothing. Then a few weeks later, another daily announcement and then nothing. That is not regular marketing. We're talking about having fun things to do every week of the school year, maybe in some cases even every day. And it is a lot of fun to do. So let's get started here. All right, let's go down the list as quickly as we can. First off, this is a no-brainer one, but a lot of folks don't do this. Show the merchandise. People want to see what you're doing. We've mentioned here many times, Yearbook should never be a secret ever at your school. Never, never, never. All right, don't be some group in a back room. Nobody knows what you're doing until the book comes out. Surprise! The problem is most folks at school anymore these days, they're not surprised. They'll shrug their shoulders. I don't care. All right, didn't bother doing anything with me. And they've got that attitude. And so your entire year's worth of really hard work, in a sense, goes down the drain because you didn't bother to show them anything. Show them, here's a cool spread from a particular school, hopefully with a lot of different people on it. Show some of that out. No, not your entire book. Of course not. 2, 3, 4, 5 really cool spreads over the course of, weeks or months and so on. Show the merchandise. If you're watching this early in the school year, maybe you don't have pages done yet. All right, you've taken pictures, I hope. Show some of your top photos that you've taken, fall sports, homecoming week, all that sort of stuff, to let people know the yearbook staff is hard at work. Look at some of the cool things we've done already. Simple rule, guys, is people want to see what they're purchasing before they actually purchase it. Think about other things you buy. How many things do you buy sight unseen? Probably none. Even if you go to a website, you can kind of see pictures of whatever the item is. We can see it. You need to do the same thing with your yearbook effort. Show off the merchandise. Now, again, in-school stuff gives us a chance to really have fun and be creative. Here are 4 quick ideas. The first one is a fake parking ticket. You want to get attention, and guys, that's the main portion of marketing. We're simply trying to get attention. You can create your own or, get a version of this. We have it. Fake parking ticket. So you print one of these out. Maybe you fill out that top part with some fake police language or something like that. All right. Print a whole bunch out, fold it in half so the ticket is showing. Go outside on a nice weather day, put them underneath the windshield wipers of cars in the parking lot. Then when people come out, it's like, oh man, I got a parking ticket. Wait a minute. Then they look at it. They turn it over to the other side. Okay, I get it. It's the yearbook staff. Cool, fun. But there is our basic ordering information on how somebody can get a copy of your book. Simple thing to do. Sidewalk chalk. Now, maybe you've done that, but here, let's do this differently. All right, we want this to really get noticed. Go to your art department. See if you can find one or two very talented art students and say, hey, can you help us out with something? And you do a very creative something out on the sidewalk, probably the entrance way to your building, where all the buses leave off, drivers leave off, coming in, leaving at the end of the day, and so on. Something really big, really colorful. Now, make sure you get permission for this, probably from your custodian staff and so on. Don't just up and do it and surprise somebody. Get permission first. Do a really artistic messaging, maybe after school one day, or maybe on a Sunday, a nice weather day, so that the next day when people show up for school and they enter, they're going to look down and it's like, whoa, what is this? Boom, we got their attention. That's what we want. Now, do a little web searching on these next two. Sandwich boards. Do a little web search on that. Sandwich board is an old idea. Essentially, it's somebody who is wearing a large sign, and it could be front and back, maybe held together with strings that you kind of put on yourself, put on your shoulders. Find a brave person willing to walk around school one day wearing this giant walking billboard, essentially is what it is. Guaranteed to get attention in your hallways. Like, what is that person wearing? What's the message? Oh, yearbook. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. And then maybe later on, do a second version of the sandwich board and so on. And then do a search for what's called Burma shave signs. Right there's the spelling on the screen, Burma shave. Now, this is a 100-year-old idea. Let's go back to the 1920s. Cars were just becoming popular. A lot of people were getting, not horse buggy, none of that, cars. And they would go out driving all sorts of places. Well, some enterprising guy was working for Burma Shave, which is like a men's aftershave. And he wanted to advertise to get people to buy more Burma Shave. All right, people are driving cars. All right, what can we do? He came up with a neat idea of putting a series of road signs, usually 5 of them, along roadsides in various parts of the country. The first 4 road signs had some cute little rhyme in pieces. So you'd hit the first road sign and there was the first line of the rhyme. You drive a little further, there's the second sign. By now the driver's hooked, like, what's going on here? They get to the 3rd sign. They get to the 4th sign, probably laughing at that point. And then the 5th sign was usually buy Burma Shave. I mean, the rhyme maybe had something to do with shaving and so on. So that when guys would then go to the store and they needed aftershave, oh, there's that Burma Shave stuff. Oh, I got to buy that. That's really cool. You could do a yearbook version of this. All right, come up with some cute little rhyme that you can break up into 4 short parts, put them on like yard sign type things that you can stick in the ground. Maybe you put it on the driveway coming into school so that when people are driving by, 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe the 5th one is buy our yearbook. You could do this in the building. I've seen this in a hallway, probably up on the ceiling, got the ceiling tiles and so on. You got a long hallway. All right, sign number 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the last sign, buy our yearbook. And maybe depending on your school, maybe you change this up a little bit. If you're, let's say you're a 7 through 12 high school, and 7 and 8 is in their own junior high or middle school hallway. All right, in their hallway, you put up a series of signs, some cute little rhyme that has something to do with them. And then the last one, buy our yearbook. Maybe if you have like a sports hallway, you put some signs up that are kind of sports related so that when parents come in for a basketball game or a volleyball match or something like that, they see this series of signs, it gets their attention. And then the last one, buy our yearbook. Make it nice and big as you can so that it's not hitting people in the head or anything, all right? But make it as big as you can. And then maybe periodically every few weeks, you change them out. Put something new up there. Don't let it get stale. Burma Shave signs. Do a web search and have some fun with that one. Now, yard signs we just mentioned. And Jostens has yard signs, and sometimes it's actually broken my heart. I've gone to visit folks and I see the yard signs in a box in the classroom. They never got out of the box. I'm thinking, come on, take a few minutes, go outside, put them out there along your driveway where people driving are going to see them. Now, here's one thing a lot of folks do. They'll post the signs outside and then leave them. Well, of course, we've got weather, rain, wind, snow, ice, and these things kind of get beat up after a time. Plus, when they're in the same spot for a long time, people just like, oh, there it is again, and they ignore it. Simple rule, move them. Every couple of weeks, every few weeks, move them to a new location. And now when somebody pulls in, it's like, that wasn't there before. Oh, buy a yearbook. I didn't do that yet. Okay. Simply move the signs from time to time to keep them fresh and interesting. Now, the In the Book flyers, this is amazing. This is our Jostens exclusive, which every Jostens school has access to. It's very simple to do. All right, advisors on Yearbook Avenue, click on the marketing tab in the far left, then click on the In the Book flyers button to create your own custom flyers. Here's an example of one right here. Has the name of your school, has the name of a student pictured in the book, has a picture of them that's already been placed on a page there on the left. And down below, what pages is that person currently on? Now, hopefully you're doing image tagging because that's where all this information comes from. Easy to image tag, simple, but when we do that, we can make these really neat flyers. There's an area that you can put your own custom message in there, maybe with the Jostens phone number, which we have on the screen there for people that want to call to buy a book instead of going online. Or, we got a deadline coming up, or your advisor's name, or whatever custom instruction you want to put in there. Then you just click the button to generate them, generates them automatically, 3 to a page. You simply print them out, preferably in color, but black and white will be okay. Trim them, 3 to a page, and then get them to people. Either hand it to them, either tape it on their lockers, or maybe find some common wall area, maybe in the cafeteria, make a big display, tape all of these flyers up there with some kind of a simple sign that says something like, find yourself, take it home, buy our yearbook. And the idea is we want people, if they see themselves, they take it off the wall, put it in their pocket, take it home to mom and dad, and hopefully get a book. This is only for non-buyers. If people have bought a book, they're good, they're done. People who haven't bought a book yet that are pictured in the book multiple times, do they know that? Of course they don't. But when we do these flyers, now they do. Oh, I am in the book. Oh, I'm on pages 22, 136, and 211. Oh, cool, I got to get a book. Great. Now, here's one thing. A lot of advisors will do this once, okay? No, not once. Multiple times. So maybe you print them out once, distribute. A few weeks, maybe 3 weeks later or something, hopefully you're working away, more information gets populated in here. Do a second version. And maybe 3 weeks or 4 weeks or something later, do a third version. Again, regular marketing works, not just a one-shot deal. It's a little bit of paper and a little bit of ink. And it's actually a lot of fun and almost guaranteed to get people's attention. All right. Absolutely got to do this. Now, at Jostens, we have what we call our non-buyer flyers. Maybe you've used those in the past. The company has been producing these now for a few years, and it's a full page sheet. All right, talk to your Jostens representative, and maybe you have an interest in that. But the idea is we need to let our non-buyer people know, hey, we don't have a book reserved for you yet. All right, we don't. Now, you could do your own sort of homemade version of this. I know in my case, I have created this version that you see on the screen that with a little merging magic on my computer, I can take a list of current non-buyer names, flow them into these flyers. And in this case, down in the corner, that is a custom QR code that goes straight to your yearbook's online offer. No searching, goes right to it. And so people whip out their phone, they scan that code, they're in. All right, easily done. You just print them out on your school printer. In my case, I have 2 to a sheet where you print them out, cut in half, distribute to those people. And then again, maybe in a few weeks, 3, 4 weeks or something like that, we go do it again. And then later on, maybe we do it a third time. Regular marketing works, and we want to attract attention. When people see that, that is going to get their attention, and hopefully then they're going to go do something. Now, QR codes are pretty popular, and hopefully you know that there are a whole bunch of websites out there where you can create your own custom QR codes. All you do is you go to the website, you put in whatever web address you're going to, generate. You should be able to do it for free. download that blocky looking code that you see in the corner there, and then create your own posters and flyers. And by posters, I mean maybe something really big that you will not miss, not an 8.5 by 11. We're talking bigger than that, okay? Something really large that people are going to see in some, again, common walkway area where everybody walks by every day, maybe in the main office and so on. You can create your own materials because everybody's got a phone in their pocket, and they'll whip it out and they'll scan that code in a moment, and boom, it goes right to your own yearbook offer. A great way to promote what you're doing. Here's a simple thing just called table tents, and I bet you've seen this, probably in restaurants, right? You sit down at a restaurant table and there's a little table tent, little message thing like, here's our special today, or we've got this cool feature going on right now, or something like that. You can make your own table tents, or we at Jostens have a template that we can get to you. It looks like this one here on the left. And pretty much all you do is you print out a bunch of these, you trim on the dotted lines, you take it, you fold it in half so it looks kind of like a tent, printing on either side. You fold in the bottom and fit that together, maybe just with a piece of tape, and now you have a table tent. And the idea is we're trying to get attention. Where do you put these? Cafeteria tables, obviously, just like a restaurant. Maybe on the front office desk as people are coming in, parents are coming in, right there on the main secretary's desk is one or two of these table tents. Maybe on teachers' desks if they're willing to kind of post it in the corner of their desk. Essentially, guys, anywhere they're going to get seen. And once again, somebody's got a phone in their pocket, they whip it out, they scan the code, boom, off they go. That's what we want to do with a table tent. A simple, simple little thing, but it attracts a lot of attention. Here's an idea some folks like to do. I think it's a good idea. There are a lot of people in your building that have no idea if a yearbook has been reserved for them. If mom and dad have bought a book, they have no clue. We need to let them know. And so we post a list of your current buyers in a special display. Here's sort of an example from one school. They showed off the merchandise here a little bit, some really cool spreads with a lot of different people. The purchase list is right there. The people can kind of check it out like, hey, I'm not on this list. All right. And maybe you put up some kind of a sign that says something like, don't see your name? Then we don't have a book for you. Buy one today. And a lot of folks will think, oh, I had no idea. Okay, I got to get one. And maybe this school has order forms in a folder right there they can kind of grab. Or you can put flyers in there with all the basic information. Put this in a very high traffic area where you know it's going to get seen. Make it nice and big so it can't be missed. Could be the cafeteria, main hallway, entranceway, wherever folks are going to see it. And then, you know, in a couple of weeks, update that current yearbook buyer list because some people have probably bought since then, and keep doing that regular promotion to let people know about your sale. All right, now I don't have a picture for this one, but daily announcements. Now hold on. All right, everybody does daily announcements. And it's been my experience over a long time. They're usually pretty boring, right? Right? If it's on television, if you have that, or if it's just the PA system. And most people pay zero attention to the daily announcements. So let's use those on a regular basis, but not the boring ones. All right, two options here. One, you write just kind of a fun script that you then hand to whoever the announcer person is and ask them to, you know, put a little life into it. Not just the same, well, there's chess club is meeting today. No, put a little fun into it to attract people's attention. Or if you can somehow do the announcement, that's only a good thing. You put the fun into it. If it's on TV, if it's on PA or whatever it is, all right? Maybe try some very short little skit, not a silly skit, an informative, fun skit. And the idea is people will say, what is that? I'm going to pay attention to this one because it's actually interesting. Daily announcements work if you make them interesting. Now, not just one, all right? Maybe you do a couple a week. And various things. And maybe it's about, hey, buy our book. Hey, maybe it's for the yearbook staff wishes the football team good luck tonight in their big game with hoo-ha, you know, the other team. And you do this on a regular basis to let people know the yearbook staff is really working hard here. I think maybe I want to get a yearbook this year. Good, regular marketing. Now, gadgets and gizmos, can't get away from those, right? Texting is something that everybody does, but very few yearbook staffs actually use it to kind of spread the word about their book and the book sale and all that sort of thing. Now, if you're watching this and you've got a phone handy, you can scan that code right there. We have a really fun Jostens flyer called Most Likely To. So if you scan that code, whoever you are, It'll go to a special website asking you to pick you're most likely to what. And there's some really funny responses in there. And you can pick the one you like, or you can skip it. Once you pick the one you like, it's going to go to a page where you can choose from one of 4 different fun texts. You choose one, your texting window opens up on your phone. It's very cute, very fun, includes a link to buy a book. And then you send that to, well, who would you send that to? Mom, dad, family member, and so on, probably, right? Okay. This is a neat item, and it's always different, the most likely to, so you could leave these up for a while and have a lot of fun with them. Now, the other side of this is do sort of what I call a group texting event. All right. Now, for any students watching, come on. I know you have a lot of numbers in your phone, right? All your friends, other people people you text, maybe people you've never texted before. I don't know. So the idea is get together one day, kind of compare names, because we don't want to be repetitive here. Figure out, okay, I'm going to text all these people. I'm going to text all these people. And what you do is you have a group text event. Pick a time, not during the school day. No, maybe like evening, 6 p.m., 7 p.m., maybe sometime on a weekend, perhaps, not during school. Pick a time, let's say it's 6 o'clock. And no matter where you are, if you're at home, this person's at home, that person's at home, at 6 o'clock, you have a message that you put together, that you composed as a group, and then you all text all the people on your list at the same time, roughly around that 6 o'clock time, my example. Everybody's getting this same message all at the same time. Hey, we're working hard on the book, but have you bought one yet? Here's a link to make sure you don't miss out, or something like that, okay? You all do it at the same time, no matter where you are. You don't have to get together necessarily. And now all of a sudden, a whole lot of people in school getting this same text message about your effort all at the same time. And then a few weeks later or something, do it again. Different message. All right, that sort of stuff. Have a lot of fun with group texting. Now, of course, social media is a no-brainer. All right, either if you have your own yearbook staff outlets, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever they are, okay, or if you don't have that, your official school outlets. And I tell you what, whoever the person is that handles those is always looking for good, fresh material that they can put out to the school audience. You would be doing them a favor by giving them fresh material on a regular basis. Now, you want to do this at least once a week, preferably more times than that. All right. There's a ton of great stuff on Yearbook Avenue. Go to the digital classroom. In the search bar there, put in social media, hit enter. All this stuff is going to come popping up on the screen. Great graphics like the one we have on the left-hand side. This is obviously something for like April, all right, that you can easily post out, preferably with a link to your offer. Tons and tons of stuff. Or, of course, be creative and create your own stuff and have a lot of fun putting that together and putting that out there. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, now TikTok. I know some folks kind of keep TikTok at arm's length. I know of at least one staff actively uses TikTok and they get attention. And that's the point. Get attention for your book and your sale and your effort and have some fun while you're doing it. If you really want to go full bore into social media, ask about our Jostens Social engine, which we put together with a cool third-party company. It is awesome. It is so simple to compose social media messages for various platforms, post them in advance so you don't have to do it at the moment. You can kind of make it and post it and do really cool stuff, either from preset stuff like this here on the screen or to create your own. There's a Canva connection in there for folks that know a very creative website that you can create your own stuff if you want. But the idea, once again, is regularity. Don't do this once and then a month later do it again. Every week, maybe even every day. It's a great chance to promote yourselves, the work you're doing, cool photos you've taken, and so on. Absolutely worth the time. And then finally, we have this one. Now, guys, this is the oldest form of communication there is. And it's maybe still the best. Go talk to people. That's it. Go talk to your friends. Go talk to classmates. If you have a chance to have like a group meeting or something, Talk at that point. Get up and talk about Yearbook, the cool stuff you're doing right now. Show some of the merchandise. How do people get one? How can they help you by sending in photos, sending in story ideas and stuff like that? How to buy an ad if you do that sort of thing. Good old-fashioned word of mouth still works. And after the pandemic, word of mouth is maybe even more valuable than ever before, because when we didn't really have that for a period of time, kind of hurt, right? Now that we're able to hopefully freely get out again and all that sort of stuff, word of mouth is fantastic. Just go talk to people and let them know what you're doing. So there we go. If you do as many of those ideas as you can, I think the sky is the limit on what you can do selling your books, selling ads, maybe you do a fundraiser, or just getting overall interest in what you're doing with all of your classmates and the rest of your school. So I hope you take as many of these ideas as possible and run with them and have a lot of fun doing them. Thanks for watching.